when you get down on one knee and you're looking up at your woman, I think that's probably the most subservient, most effeminate thing a man can do. In fact, in Uganda right now, if they catch you kneeling to your wife or soon to be wife, you'll get arrested on sight because that's not in the Bible either. In fact, what you're doing is you're actually worshiping your woman as a miniature mother goddess.
If God was to come back and start a podcast, what do you think he would talk about?
If our Heavenly Father were to come down to this earthly world that we're living in, filled with abomination, fornication, filled with adultery, unrighteousness, deceitfulness, he would come back to remind people that his laws are not done away with. He would come back to remind women to dress themselves modestly. He would remind people that there's such thing as a patriarchal hierarchy. He would remind people that a matriarchal society is demonic and is created by Lucifer. There is no God in having a hierarchy where it goes woman, dog, children, government, then man. No.
Bam Adebayo scores 83 in the game, and the whole world doesn't seem to be happy about that. They don't seem to be happy about that, man. He scored 83 points. He passes Kobe Bryant, and the rest of the world, the fans, they don't seem to be happy about it because it's Bam Adebayo is not one of the ones they favored it.
At some point, the truth about you is going to come out. So it's best to just stay true to yourself. Most importantly, stay true to our Heavenly Father.
If you can pass the test, you will be blessed. If you can pass the test,
yes, sir,
you will be blessed.
Come on.
If you can pass the
test, say what?
Be blessed. We back again. You Said What talk show, man, with my guest, my brother, the one and only Iron Mac.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good? What's good, everybody, man? Glad you guys can make it to another great episode. Resilient Ray, man. Tell the good folks how you feeling, brother.
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling straight, man. You feel me? I had my black coffee earlier today. If you don't know, now you know, man. Get on that black coffee, man. Don't put no sugar in it. Don't add nothing. Straight black only. Don't add nothing. Straight black only now. Gonna get your mind right. Gonna get your stomach right. Gonna get your kidneys right. You feel what I'm saying? Gonna get you right. That's what I'm on, man. Day 19. Today was day 19 of drinking black coffee. Day 19 of drinking black coffee, man. And I don't
off.
Consider myself psycho, bro, but you know what I'm saying? They say you gotta be a little psycho to do some things, you feel what I'm saying? To drink straight black coffee.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying? But hey, empires was built off black coffee, man. Most of the great things that we enjoy today, the men drunk black coffee. And y'all know I don't go with the way of the world because everybody drink alcohol and stuff all like that. And your boy Resilient Ray don't do it. But we're talking about black coffee, something that's actually healthy. No stained teeth because I brush my teeth. And I use that peroxide. They don't know nothing about that, Pat. Peroxide.
Nah, they don't. They ain't hip on it, man.
Getting up with the peroxide, man.
Hey,
you know how we doing it, man.
Hey, the charcoal do the same thing, man.
I think I tried that
right
before.
now, me and yeah.
I think I tried that before.
How was it?
I did. I think I tried that before a couple years ago. That's what you on right now?
Wasn't too bad, right?
Huh?
Yeah, so right now we got a fluoride free charcoal toothpaste. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. I think many people probably might not really like how it looks just because, it's like a black substance, but little do people know that charcoal can be used for many different purposes. Not only can it, cleanse your teeth and whiten your teeth, but you can actually ingest charcoal, active charcoal, that is, to do like a detox to remove toxins from your body. Like it's pretty much a natural detox. And, if you're taking it actively for about 4 days, it'll completely detox your body, man.
I used to have a fluoride-free toothpaste. I was fluoride-free toothpaste for a while, but man, my teeth, my teeth, man, teeth health. You feel what I'm saying? Now I'm on my D3, teeth back strong and all, man. So what
Come
you
on.
think about? What's your reasoning for not using fluoride in your toothpaste? I would love to hear your reasoning and your stance on it,
Sure.
bro.
So, absolutely. So, everybody has their take on fluoride. I don't really recall the exact date that fluoride was introduced to the water, but the whole theory behind that was to prevent tooth decay.
Mm-hmm.
So they started to introduce fluoride in the water. Now, obviously, there's always going to be the crazy, wacky conspiracy theories out there. And, some folks believe that, oh, they're introducing fluoride to the water, to emasculate men and make them more feminine. I'm like, nah, I don't know if I rock with that theory. But what I will say, just for me personally, yeah, that I don't know if that make too much logical sense. But for me, I just prefer to go without fluoride, man. So we just put in an order for some fluoride free mouth rinse as well for my little one. So we'll see
Mm-hmm.
how that go.
Now, be
Yeah.
careful for them tooth abscess, man. You ever had a tooth abscess?
No, Sersky, break
You
that
have?
down.
Ooh, man.
Nah, never
I
had
had a
one.
tooth abscess a day before my birthday. Back in 2021, man. Woke up face swole, looked like somebody popped me. Boy, nobody
Oh
don't do that.
no.
Looked like somebody punched me, man. Face was swole, man. I didn't even recognize myself. It was basically like Eddie Murphy when he woke up and looked in the mirror and he was, oh, Lord, clean it. I ain't know who I was for a minute, man. I ain't know who I was. But
Yo.
I was on
Oh.
fluoride free toothpaste for a while, man. And now my teeth back strengthened on fluoride. But I was on the stands like you get fluoride in your brain, block, you know what I'm saying, it block your thinking process and things like that. I was on that. But then again, I came back around and was like, well, we're not supposed to swallow it regardless, but it still can get up through your brain, through your gums and stuff like that, travel up through that. But I think about 2023, I wanted to perfect my smile again. I wanted it to be back crystal white because me, I was just wolfing it, man. I was so obsessed and stuck with that football stuff to where teeth, all that. I didn't care about getting a haircut and all that. You feel what I'm saying? I get a line up here and
Yeah.
there, but you know what I'm saying? I'll brush my teeth, but now I brush my teeth like 3 times a day. You feel what I'm saying? It's like a different sense of
Nice.
urgency about
Yes,
it.
sir.
You want that good smile because you want to be marketable always. And plus, I got a big
Yes.
personality. I'm always talking to people's face. You don't want to be talking to people's face with teeth all messed up. You feel what I'm saying? And having a nice
That's
smile
right.
boosts your confidence. Having a nice smile I think is better than cologne. You know what I'm saying? For a man,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and cologne is very important for a man. You feel what I'm saying? Some dudes are
Absolutely.
very,
Yeah.
very serious about their cologne collection here. Very
Yes.
serious about their
Mm-hmm.
cologne collection. I ain't even got serious about my cologne collection. Yeah, I got like 2 things of cologne, and both of them was gifts. I got that Creed, and I got that 1
Yeah.
billion. I got that
Come
Creed
on.
and 1
Come on.
billion. One was from
Oh,
my
yeah,
brother.
that 1 billion. Yeah. That's fire right there,
I
man.
got that 1
Now
billion.
I'll keep it a
That
buck
was a
with
birthday
you.
gift.
Yeah, nowadays for me, I just get them as gifts, but I used to be very big into, the cologne collections. One of my favorite cologne lines, I would have to say probably the Tom Ford line. I'm a huge fan of the Tom Ford line. They got the Oud Wood, the Portofino Riglioli. They got a lot of good scents, but definitely not for I wouldn't say that's like an entry level cologne. So for the fellas out there, man, that's grinding and shining. Honestly, if you go to like Ross, man, or TJ Maxx, you can find some Polo colognes in there, some Nautica.
Axe.
Shoot, sometimes less than $25. That Axe,
You're an
shoot,
Axe body spray type guy, man. Be
yeah.
for real.
Nah, bro, I don't use no Axe, man.
That's
Heck
that
no.
24-hour fitness gym type guys, man. Spray Axe on straight type of sweat and must and walk right out. Have a good day, man.
I mean, I used to be on Axe. So I ain't gonna hold you. I used to be on it.
You think women pay attention to cologne, or you think it's just a man thing that about ourselves? You think they actually paying attention though?
Honestly, not probably the woman that you're probably in pursuit of, but because here's the thing, right? It's more so that women have a scent because they're releasing like their pheromones to like attract the opposite sex, because that's how animals do their mating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like let's say a skunk, right? A female skunk is gonna do her spray, and a male skunk is gonna, whoever has the funkiest, skunk poop, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm gonna turn my partner into type stuff. So it's more
Mm-hmm.
so of a female thing that uses perfumes to attract mates. I think for us men, like kind of like what we always go over here on the talk show is, just being the best version of yourself, going to the gym, looking good, feeling good, putting the right foods in your body, man, hydrating with that water and electrolytes. Once your temple is good, you know what I'm saying? Your health is good, your teeth are nice and clean and looking pristine, man. Your image is on point. That's gonna lead you to, the better option. And yes, I said option, not options, because too many options for most men is very detrimental, man. You get distracted out here. So find you one, lock it down, and build, man.
They used
We
to
don't
pay
need no
attention to stuff
cologne,
like
man.
that when we was younger. Cologne and stuff like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I think just the type
Yeah.
of woman has changed. Well, I ain't gonna say, I'm sorry, that was kind of a little rude. Evolved into not, they, you know what I'm saying? They don't pay attention to important details about a man now. It's all about, do you got the prerequisite money? You feel what I'm saying? Money. And I was just talking to my father, bro. I was saying, Dad, if you was in this generation, you probably be a, a meal guy. You probably be a
Break
meal
that down,
guy,
bro.
man. They have you and they phone as the meal guy. Free meal. Free meal. You know what I'm saying? Because back in their time, they think the way to a woman is take her out to eat for a week. Take her out to eat for a week. You would have been straight. You would have been a meal guy, man.
Hey.
You would have been a meal guy,
you
bro.
know what, man? Somebody gotta fill that role,
my
man.
My dad too true to it, man. I'm just playing pop. He too true to it. But I was just telling him, I was like, Dad, you would have been a free meal guy in this generation. The women different in our era. They is really different,
Yes.
man. And it's like, how when you was younger and women paid attention to characteristics and traits of a man, was attracted by a man through that. To have that now
That's
in this
right.
generation, boy, that's rare for a woman to pay attention to you like that. You feel me? For you to get,
Yes, sir.
get that attention out of her. You feel what I'm saying? So she can really diagnose attention to detail every bit, a piece of you. You feel what I'm saying? So, it's just, that's just very lost in this generation. You feel what I'm saying? And when I was a little boy, a woman paid attention to you like that. I like this about him. They could tell you what they like about you. You feel me? All the way down to a T. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now it's just, it's different. I don't think they pay attention to what cologne. They can't smell you and tell you what type of cologne that is, or tell you like, man, that boy smell good. You know what I'm saying? It's more so a man saying,
for sure.
It's more so a boy, your homeboy, man. I'm like, I see you, boy. You got that on, my boy.
Yeah.
You got that on. Hey, what that is, bro?
For sure.
Hey, what that is, bro? Where you get that from?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more so that now. It ain't more so a woman know that scent or like that scent of saying, girl, he got some good cologne now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going on like that no more, fam.
Nah, they ain't looking for all that, man. So, fellas, man, if you on a budget, man, don't go out there, man, trying to cash out for a cologne, man, to impress nobody. Nah, man, just be yourself, man. Be on a budget. Go to TJ Maxx, go to Marshalls, man. Get you, copy a little cologne for the dub, man, and keep it moving, man. You know what I'm saying? Because as long as you're being confident, I mean, it's pretty it's not very hard out here, fellas. It's not very hard out here, man. As long as you're on your purpose, man, as long as you're grinding, going to the gym. I mean, shoot, what would you say? 2 out of 10 people now, or 2 out of 10 men nowadays actually exercise. That's a pretty low number.
And
it's probably even fewer than that, bro. It's probably
for real. Because when you look on,
it's probably lower than that.
When you look on social media, everybody giving guru tips on fitness. You feel what I'm saying? But I think that's probably a small percentage of the world that you think it's a lot of people, but in reality, in the billions, it's a small percentage. But it looked like a lot of people on social media. You feel what I'm saying? It looked like a lot of people, man. I would never forget the times we was in post-COVID. Goodness, man. Post-COVID, I would never forget
Times
the
were
times we
different.
was in, man. But since post-COVID, everybody fitness gurus, my boy. Everybody can tell you how to get this muscle right here, get that muscle right there, this and that right there. I ain't knocking the game, but I'm always, is you true to it though? You know what I'm saying? Are you true to this?
Yeah, that's right.
What I'm saying? Like, do you really have years put into it? And we know Resilient Ray got years put into it, man. Like years and years on years. I can't sit here and tell a person, do this for 6 months, you got this. Man, this is like 10 years of work.
No. Right,
you know
right.
To be able to squat this day, bench this day, condition this day, condition that day, then do Olympic hang clean, power clean this day, where you don't fire your CNNs, like, because you don't want to fire your CNN, get tired and burnt out for the whole week. But yeah, to do that every week, you feel what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't think, back to what I'm saying, I don't think women paying attention to cologne men wearing no more. And I don't think that's
they not
on their forte. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's more so a man thing to themselves. Like, I do this for me now.
Right.
And you feel me? Another brother.
Yeah.
I see you, boy. You feel what I'm saying? I see you, boy. Even though it's from a male, you're like, that's a confidence booster. I appreciate that, fam. For sure, fam. You feel what I'm saying?
It's a sportsmanship type of thing, man. It's a sportsmanship. It's like, hey, man, hey, brother, you smelling good, man. What kind of cologne that is, man? It's, just putting on somebody else, man. There's nothing wrong with that. But as far as trying to attract the opposite sex based off of cologne itself, no, I disagree. And if anything, man, that would be more of a lame. Like, if you need the cologne, or if you need to have like a Gucci hat on, a Gucci t-shirt, just looking like a whole billboard, that's kind of screaming for attention, man. And oftentimes you're going to attract the wrong type of women trying to present yourself like that. That's why I always encourage fellas to not necessarily lead with their wallet. You got to lead with your personality and lead with your characteristics, because at some point, the truth about you is going to come out. So it's best to just stay true to yourself. Most importantly, stay true to our Heavenly Father, and just be honest with these females, man. Be who you are. And then, if she likes you and respects you for who you are, then it'll work. And if not, hey, keep it moving, player. Shoot.
About what age you start?
Keep it moving.
About what age you started taking heed and wearing cologne?
I got into cologne, I would say, like early middle school. Everybody had the Axe spray in their backpack ready for, before and after PE class, after lunch, recess, but as far as like actual cologne,
fresh fry little crush at school, boy.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir, man. Had to, bro. Especially on the first day of school, man. Yeah.
Like the fresh kicks. They want crease your kicks. You walking like this, you feel me? So you can get that crease and you feel me? I remember them days, man. I remember that thrill, man. Having that outfit laid out. I remember that thrill, boy. I remember that. You couldn't.
Come on.
As a young boy, you couldn't sleep the night before. You feel me? You think I'm about to
you be going through like 3 different fits. Like, man, I want to wear this one on Monday, that one on Monday. Which one should I pick, man?
Most definitely, bro. Most definitely, bro.
Good times.
Remember them days, man. I'd do anything to get them days back. You feel what I'm saying? Them was the days, man. But I'd like
they were, man.
It's like you was waking up looking forward to something. You feel the whole time. You just wanted to wear your new outfit, wear your new shoes or something, man. Wear your new shoes. Because I think I wear uniforms a lot most of my grade school days.
Same.
But we still got to keep them. You still got to keep the uniform fresh and clean. You feel presentable with the kicks, the fresh kicks. Everybody always looking at the shoes you got on. You see that what I'm talking about. You see, they paid attention to your shoes. What he got on his feet. You feel what I'm saying? And that's part of the example when people used to pay attention to you. If you smell good, your cologne smell good. Now it's more so, I know I smell good, and that's all that matter now. You feel what I'm saying? Because a woman ain't paying attention to that. You feel what I'm saying? I think more so women they pay attention to your teeth. Women pay attention to your teeth.
Yeah.
They pay attention to your skin. Your skin.
Yes.
They pay attention to how you put your pieces of clothes together. You feel what I'm saying? How you know what I'm saying? They pay attention to that. They don't really I don't think they pay attention to cologne. But more, and they definitely pay attention to
Nah.
your hair. But if you got locks, you feel what I'm saying?
Yes,
You got
sir.
that aura. You feel what I'm saying? It don't matter. You feel me? You got to have that big aura. None of it mattered. Honestly, none of it mattered. If you got that aura and she like you feel what I'm saying? But if you are consider yourself as a man that I do this for me, not a woman anyway, you get yourself together.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to get that. You're going to get that right from the socks on the way up to the shoulders. You feel what I'm saying? I know I got to get a haircut. Yeah, I don't play with me, but I'm going to get a haircut. That's what happens when you got locks. You can just let it be. Got me woofing. I'm woofing
just
it.
Let it be.
It's that black coffee. Bringing that back. You feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Y'all know the question of the week, man. I got to ask you, Pat, because you're a great man. You led by big God, man. You feel me? The question of the week.
Come on with it.
That's going around the world. If God was to come back and start a podcast, what do you think he would talk about?
Man. Ooh, that is a great question, my brother. Well, let's start it off like this. If our Heavenly Father were to come down to this earthly world that we're living in, filled with abomination, filled with fornication, filled with adultery, filled with unrighteousness, filled with deceitfulness, he would come back with judgment. He would come back to remind people that his laws are not done away with. He would come back to remind women to dress themselves modestly. He would remind people that there's such thing as a patriarchal hierarchy. He would remind people that a matriarchal society is demonic and is created by Lucifer. There is no God in having a hierarchy where it goes woman, dog, children, government, then man. No. If the Most High were to come back down, he would judge this place.
You know that when he was here living amongst people, that he was already crucified. You feel he was crucified, persecuted. You feel what I'm saying? And you know that, right? So
let's talk about that. Yes, sir.
What would be the difference today than what he didn't experience when he already came back as human? You know what I'm saying? Big God. Because he was crucified.
Yes, sir. So
he lived amongst the people that was crucified. I think he'll live.
Yes, sir.
I think it'll more so help us him coming back. You feel what I'm saying? Because we'll have him amongst the marginalized people, which is blacks, Hispanics, you know what I'm saying? The marginalized. No disrespect. Don't take this by any disrespect. I'm just going by our perspective, y'all. The marginalized people are the blacks and the Hispanics, you know what I'm saying? And other people around the world. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, brother.
Oh, for sure. No, you good, man. That's a great point there because, let's just go ahead and start it off with the bloodline because genealogy means everything, So, if we started in the book of Genesis, chapter 10, it kind of goes over the three bloodlines of Noah. Noah had three sons. He had Shem, Ham, and Japheth, right? Mm-hmm. So when we talk about the son, Christ, Yeshua, that's, if you guys haven't heard, that's the name that I refer to for Christ. Some people may say Jesus, some people say Yahweh Shai or what have you. But, when we break things down on a genealogy perspective, according to the book of Genesis chapter 10, we actually trace the bloodline of Shem because, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob come from the lineage of Shem. And, it's not a particular reason that Christ himself was born out of the tribe of Judah. Judah was one of the 12 sons of Israel, and those would be, the true children of the Bible. Now, we're not really here to debunk anything because, I would hope by now in 2026, people know who is who and who's the children of Israel, the real children of Israel, and who is the synagogue of Satan. Not gonna go too deep into all that. But yeah, though, Christ himself was born out of the tribe of Judah, and he was born out of that tribe for a particular reason, right? And in my opinion, based off of some of the research that I've been doing, he only dealt with certain people. He dealt with people who were actually seeking the truth. He dealt with people who needed miracles performed, but he wasn't, out there for clout. He wasn't out there for titles. He was a servant, in fact, this might be a little controversial, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Christ was never religious. Christ never considered himself or called himself a part of any religion. In fact, none of the 12 apostles throughout scriptures never called themselves Christians. Now, was it mentioned that they were once called Christians in Antioch? Yes, because that's in the book of Acts, chapter 10, I believe verse 27 or maybe verse 31, but somewhere in there. They were called Christians once in Antioch, but those were by non-believers. They never called themselves that. So, Christ was here to, teach the importance of repentance and, to give his disciples, the spirit of truth, so that, because, when it was his time to go, they can spread the message throughout the world, but as far as, the powers that be, the Sadducees and the Pharisees, or, the modern day, religious leaders, those would be the people that Christ actually had the most conflict of interest with. And I know that may be kind of hard for a lot of people to accept, but we just got to do a little bit of research into this. So I would say this much, if his son were to come back, and, it's only a matter of when, not if, I do believe he's going to come back for judgment, and I think we all have error, because there's flesh is associated with sin. So we've all at some point of our life,
if he came back,
have committed. Yeah.
If he come back, what do you see? Which group
I
of
see
people,
a lot of people are going to.
Hold on.
Yes. Oh, my fault.
If he come back today, which group of people would you see change how they acting right now with him not being here physically?
Yes. I would say,
who you would see changing who would you see it drastically changing immediately?
It's going to have a drastic change on everybody. The heathens,
I know, but
the Gentiles.
Yeah. We marginalized. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, as far as marginalized people,
other people have been marginalized throughout the history of human too. But we haven't lived through that. We only know what we lived through and what we endured and what we are being resilient through. You feel what I'm saying? Right now, speaking from our experience only, our existence only.
Yes. Okay.
Which group of people that aren't acting human towards other humans now would act differently if big God actually come on earth right now, strip through the sky or whatever, and break free and be here now?
I'm glad you asked that, because in my opinion, they're going to have to get to a point of correction, because that, in my opinion, I think that's, what Christ represents. He represents change of heart, and correction. That's by going back to the commandments and, the whole shebang with that. But I think for, the people who have been in rulership for the past 400 years, which isn't a very long time, because the people who are in rulership right now, it's very new. It's very early. They've been in rulership since, the Middle Ages in the 1600s. But this is all prophetic. The older shall serve the younger. It is written in the Bible, and that's referring to, Esau and Jacob. So it's only a matter of time. And I think for those people who have been in rulership over the past 400 years, many of them are probably going to be in for a rude awakening because of the propaganda that's been put out during, the Renaissance era, where everything was, I'll just call it for what it is, whitewashed. The whole portrait of Christ was in error. Leonardo da Vinci was responsible for painting the Last Supper, and he was responsible for painting the modern day portrait of Jesus, which was a Caucasian man, actually by the name of Caesar Borgia. And a lot of you guys can do some research into that. But um, news flash, Christ was unfortunately that's not how his physical description was. And if you don't believe me, you can just go to the book of Revelations, chapter 1 and verse, I think, 12, which we don't have to go too deep into all that. But I think when they see him, they will have the opportunity to repent and change, because I do believe that everybody has the right to enter the new kingdom, but it's going to require a change in heart. And that goes for all people, whether you're, a blood descendant of the 12 tribes of Israel, or you're an outside, nation such as the Gentiles. I believe everybody has the right to enter, but the question is, are you willing to change your heart to enter?
So what would he talk about on the podcast, Pat?
He would talk about, I would say, probably how do we respect our parents? How do we, prioritize our love? He would probably speak on, the strong error that we're in as far as falling in love with our significant others, because a lot of people may not understand this, but that is a form of idolatry. That's the first commandment. We're only supposed to be given that true love, falling in love with God, because once we fall in love with something, we're willing to do anything and everything to keep that person around us. Some people will rob to keep that person around. Some people will steal to keep that person around. And some people will kill to keep that person around. Not even thinking about the consequences and repercussions that come with that. So, I think, he would speak on that. I believe he would speak on the importance of not coveting over our neighbor's property, and not coveting over our brother's wife, not coveting over our brother's livestock, his animals, his cars, or, what have you.
So basically, Big Guy will be talking about the same thing everybody else talk about, but it's coming from him. So it's a different effect.
It's coming from him. Yes. And it's going to come with conviction, most importantly, and, like we always say on here, man, life is about choices and consequences. Nobody is perfect, because to be of the flesh, there is no perfection. Only perfection comes from God. And I think we just have, the blessing and the opportunity to wake up and, just try to fix things, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, we're all going through it right now. There's a lot of financial stress out there,
For sure.
health stress, mental stress, spiritual stress for sure. Whether you're a spiritual person or not, you've got to be feeling this spiritual warfare that's going on right now. It's inevitable. You know what I'm saying?
Do you actually think people believe in God? Like,
no.
Around this world, like, because of the things that they do, the things that partake as a nation, like, do you actually think people generally believe in God? Like, believe in God? Or do you think some of them just gave up and said, I don't care if he is real or not? You feel what I'm saying? And they
that's a great question.
They ready to accept their fate. You feel what I'm saying?
That's
like, do you actually think we live in amongst people that fear big God, that fear and believe and fear him?
Well, I think what's going on right now, it's not a matter of if they don't believe in God. It's a matter of them worshiping a false God, because, there's a lot of lowercase gods out there. We can trace back to Babylon, how Nimrod was venerated as a lowercase God. His mother, Semiramis, was venerated as a god. And as a matter of fact, Easter is coming up, so-called Easter.
Resurrection Day.
If you guys want to do a little bit of, if y'all want to do a little bit of research onto that, Easter is actually a pagan holiday that's supposed to be venerating Nimrod's mother. Be careful with that one, but let me get back on topic here. It's just all these different things, man. All these different things. We're just putting so many different false deities on pedestals, man, and people are worshiping them. These things. A lot of people may think that they're an atheist, but once you remove the God of the Bible out of your life and everything you do, um, especially with social media and the selfie camera on your iPhone, you tend to start to think of yourself as a god. You've
Hmm.
idolatrized yourself,
Hmm.
and it doesn't help that we have an abundance of you know information at the available of a
Some
finger
people think
swipe.
that God is. Some people do think God is in us. Some people have this belief that
He
if God was to
is,
come
yeah.
back, He will come back and tell us, "You have God in you." You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And that's their
Yeah,
belief system, their
I
whole
think so.
thought process. You think that?
Yes, because man is made in the image of
Made
God.
in the image.
So that's very true. Yes. Now,
Yeah, I know
I
we made
have
in the
heard the
image.
rhetoric.
Yeah, I know we made in the
Yeah.
image, but do you think God is in us? Like we are our own gods.
That's a great question because I've often heard that rhetoric from a lot of people over the spaces. I've heard the rhetoric that, we're little gods. I think that's even written in scripture. Um, my interpretation of that is there's only one God. That's the Most High and His Son. Christ, Yeshua, um, and we are followers of Him. And just depending on your walk of life and your faith, I do believe that we can receive those blessings if we're moving accordingly. In you know this messed up society that we're living in right now. So I would say God is in all of us if we want Him to come in, because once again, right, um, based off of the movie Sinners, and shout out to Michael B. Jordan for winning that Oscars award, man. Big shout outs to
Ryan
you.
Coogler too, man.
Maybe we might have, yeah. Ryan Coogler too. Big shout outs to them boys, man. In the future, man, we definitely gonna be having some conversations with y'all, man, because we gotta rewrite some scripts, But
In due
yeah, stay
time.
tuned for that. In due time. But back to what I was getting at in the movie Sinners, it kind of talked about you know, the ways you allow these bad entities into your house, right? And the only way you're going to allow those entities in your house is if you invite them in. I think well, I know it works, in the same way when you're actually walking, with the Most High, you have to allow Him to come in. That means, just changing, man. Just changing your ways, man. Just trying to be a better person. Accepting the fact that you're gonna mess up, and just realizing that time is short. People around you matter, and um, it's just I think it's a good idea, man, to just try to spread positivity and the truth, man. So we can all kind of just get it right, man. So when he does get here, because it even talks a little bit about that in the book of Revelations from what I've read. It talks about how there's going to be four angels, one in the north, south, east, and west. And then there's going to be a fifth angel that's going to, descend from the sky on the east, I believe. And he's going to have a scroll with the Lord's voice, and he's going to gather his remnants, you know, um, which is a very small number, man. It's a pretty small number. And this stuff is in the good book, man, book of
They're
Revelation.
saying
So
some people think it's
um
44,000.
144,000. Yeah. It
You got
does
to
say
think
that in the
about it.
Bible.
That's
That
7
was the
billion
number.
people
Yeah.
and 144,000. That's a lot of people that's not going, bro.
And I could be
And,
wrong
and,
on
and we
this, but
believe if through understanding that we know big God is that, his heart is big, you think he would leave that many people out?
well,
I'm not.
based on,
It's
yeah,
just a rhetorical question. It's just a
a
rhetorical
rhetorical question.
question.
Yeah.
It's not
So
something I believe.
you yeah. My opinion, once again, because the Bible is filled with, parables, because obviously when Christ was speaking to the people who had the proper discernment and who were seeking truth could read between the parables, but the people who had a hardened heart, you know, they weren't able to interpret the message beyond the parable. So
I like that.
possibly the
Hardened
parable
heart.
of the 100, yeah,
I like that.
hardened heart, yes, sir. Yeah. Because we got a lot of folks in high positions with hardened hearts.
I like
But
that. Well, you're a genius, boy.
Yeah.
Hardened heart.
Man,
I like that.
nah.
Hardened heart.
Yeah. A
Yeah,
hardened
like you
heart,
went through all
man.
that stuff
So,
through life and your heart is hardened. Hardened heart. Ooh. You're a genius.
yeah. Yeah,
You're
man.
a
That's a good
genius.
one right there, man.
You're a genius. Hardened heart. You said
I
something.
appreciate that.
You said something, bro.
Thank you.
A hardened
I can
heart. I like
kind of break that one down too.
I like that. I like that.
I can break that one down too. Because I think most of us men suffer from that, you know, just not wanting to be vulnerable in ways, or just being stuck in your own ways. You know, I guess, you know, the stubborn mentality, or some people might call it the selfish mindset, or, you know, just doing wrong to the people and not willing to accept accountability and to do better, you know. Because when it comes to selfish, you know, that's, you kind of have to find that sweet balance, because you definitely got to prioritize your faith with God first and foremost, and then you got to prioritize, you know, protecting your temple, like my dog Ray said here, man. You know, you got to be in that gym, man. You have to be in there at least, you know, 4 to 5 times a week, man. You have to be conditioning your body every day, with the exception of having your rest day, of course. Because you just never know, man. You never know. There's just so much uncertainty in the world right now, and, you know, just protecting and preserving that temple, man, will help you, you know, live a longer life. You know, because I don't know if folks aren't aware of this, man, but folks are getting sick a lot younger. You know, folks is kicking the can a lot younger right now. But yeah, we have access to so much information right now, so that's kind of a little strange to me, man. But yeah, hardened
some people
heart though,
giving up, man. A lot of people gave up. It's hard, man.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't have a hardened heart, and I can understand. But it's just hard, bro, to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to keep going, man. It's so easy just to give up, because you give up like all that stuff. I'm free. I ain't weighed down by expectation. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing things like that. So that's part of hardening your heart. You see what I'm saying? That's part of hardening your heart.
Sir.
Some people think hardening your heart, freedom of all that weight, that bondage, it frees them. You feel what I'm saying? But I can't see myself living without pressure. I really can't. You feel what I'm saying? I think the pressure pushes me. You feel what I'm saying? The fear of, you know what I'm saying, the fear of living with no pressure. I don't want that, because I like getting up better on myself. I'm obsessed with that.
That's right.
I like that. I like being in a strong body. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't even imagine a life where I'm just throwing back alcohol, smoking, throwing it back constantly, day to day. You feel what I'm saying? With no pressure, with just living. I can't imagine a life like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Although it has been hard, bro, it has been extremely hard. It's like I can't imagine no other way now. Imagine if I just say, you know what, I give up, man. I don't even want to make the NFL and stuff like that no more. I give up. And just start living. I can't imagine life like that. I can't imagine like what I'll be doing day to day, because I've been having something to chase, pursue, regardless of the result. I've been having something to pursue so long. It's like part of my day-to-day regimen, the pursuit. It's part of my day-to-day regimen. It's part of my day-to-day climb, the pursuit of that. And I think Will Smith was in the movie when we was young called The Pursuit of Happiness. And now we grew up to be men, to actually live in that, the pursuit. I'm not in the pursuit of happiness though, but I'm talking about the pursuit, because I don't think that. Yeah, men are ever truly just be able to live a life just straight happiness. That's impossible. because
Yeah.
especially men like myself and a man like you who got to live in a sober, raw emotions every day, ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? The happiness, I think joyfulness, the pursuit of joyfulness, and you know what I'm saying?
Joyfulness, peace.
The pursuit of being confident, things like that, yeah. But happiness, I think happiness is just like a temporary emotion. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I do think
yes, sir.
I do think that
Temporary emotion.
I do think that once I achieve what I set myself out to achieve, you know what I'm saying, for so long, it'll be a sense of exhale. You feel what I'm saying? It'll be off my mind about it, because I dream about it a lot. I dream about it a lot at night before I go to bed. I daydream about it. Most of my moves is predicated on it because, what I was doing as my younger self, I didn't have the wisdom that I do have now. And that's another thing that you carry with your younger self, that you like, you got to forgive your younger self a lot.
I like
you
that.
Come to understanding that
Wow.
you didn't have the wisdom that you do now. And you feel what I'm saying? If you did, you would went about it completely differently. But that's also the tough part about life, bro. And that's also
at
why
what
men
age
get older and lean towards on God. It's easier. It's not easier, but the understanding. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you understand God.
Yeah.
More so, like, when you get older and you wiser, and you wasn't wiser. You was wise young, but you wasn't as wise, nowhere near as wise as you are now. And you understand
you're right, bro.
You understand every step, every mishap. You know what I'm saying? That would have been corrected with the wisdom that you have now. And you know what I'm saying? But I think that's why big guy wants you to guide somebody. You feel what I'm saying? He wants you to guide somebody with that wisdom. You know what I'm saying? You know how when we was younger, most older guys or teenage guys that was chasing greatness had that elder that was guiding them.
That's right.
But now it's kind of lost, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody got that pride and ego today. But yeah, man, I think to piggyback on what we was talking about, atheists, you talking about atheists, I think which atheist has it harder? The atheist that been living in poverty so long and ain't seen a blessing and say that can't be real, or the atheist that's been above things and ain't nothing bad happened to them because they've been above the law. Which atheist is harder to grasp? Or
That's a great question, man. I think that they both probably have the same weight of disobedience to the God of the Bible. So, I don't know if I'm particularly in a position to judge which one is worse. Because at the end of the day, man, atheism it's a direct diversion of following the true one living God. And if you place anything before or after or before him, you're already in the wrong, whether you're worshiping a chicken or the goddess of the forest or, the god of the, I don't know, the apple tree or whatever you worshiping. It sounds goofy, but people are into some weird things nowadays. But it's all the same, man. We just got to get to the basics, man. And I get it. People want to go down that path of atheism because they haven't received their blessing yet.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you got to question yourself, why aren't you receiving it? Like, are you praying to him? Are you speaking to him? Do you have, an intimate relationship with him? Like, are you putting in the work to reach out to him? We gotta take accountability, man. Like, if we're continuously, living our life and just full on debauchery and deceitfulness, lying to our neighbors, lying to our brothers, and just not being a wholesome Samaritan, we can't put that blame on God. Nah, fool, put it on yourself. No, don't do that, because he definitely ain't gonna answer you.
One in poverty could break.
Yes, I can see that. I could.
They not in the Bible. They not in the Word, or they not around encouragement. You know what I'm saying? Could you see how they can easily break? Because that's
I could.
That's what Satan's whole motto is to break you from big God.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the hard times is supposed to break you. They're supposed to break you.
And I think if someone is in that position, it could be a test. It could be a test of your faith. You know, are you still going to believe in me when I put you through this season? You know, because we've all had those seasons, man, whether we've gotten laid off. You know, I've been laid off not once, not twice, but 3 times. You know, that's why I've kind of just built like, you know, an immune system of just understanding the job market for what it is, that, you know, there's no such thing as job security. You know, you take your job as serious as possible, but just on the back end, just have a deep understanding that, you know, if this company has to, you know, liquidate jobs, you know, they're going to do it, man. You know, they're probably going to start off with, you know, the most junior workers there, or if they got to do some major cutbacks to support their AI build up, you know, they're going to start at the head of the snake. Yeah.
That's what that show about Cross that I sent you. And that season.
I still got to check that one out.
And season 2, man, that's a hell of a show. Cross, man. That's a hell of a show. I ain't going to tell you about it on here. I mean, I ain't going to tell you about it at all. You got to watch it. But yeah.
That's a bet.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. In reality, to reach a certain pinnacle, I do think it has a correlation towards. I know it's hard work. But, and we being honest, I don't even want to say it, but it can seem like it has some correlation towards some demonic to reach that high. To reach that high, the pinnacle. I mean, not like LeBron James. Them dudes, you know what I'm saying, all worked hard. People, you want to believe that everybody work hard. I do. I believe that everybody work hard. But like when you yourself work hard, work just as hard as them. Like when you work just as hard as them, you got this, you start that thing like, what happened differently for them than yourself? When we just going strictly off hard work, just off hard work only.
Yeah.
Like if me and you both work hard, and the quotes that's pushed out into the world that you work hard, you get success. You work hard, you get success. But you the only one got success. And my hard work, extremely hard work, hasn't paid off. But, you know, I've been working hard, just as hard as you. How could one, you know, who ain't built that relationship with God, decipher that, take that in, like, you know what I'm saying, and try to stay sane without going insane. You feel what I'm saying? Because they watching.
I think that's else. Yeah. I think that's when fellowship is important. You know, just having the right brothers around you, like-minded people who you trust.
But we're speaking hypothetically, like that's not around you.
Yeah, hypothetically. More so if that's not around,
that lone wolf.
Yeah.
Like that.
So as so for the fellas out there,
you went through it.
Oh, for sure, like absolutely. I would still consider
you had to walk through that dark alley like a man. Now put somebody else in those shoes. They got to walk through that dark alley. Like they can't nobody save them. They got to walk through there and find out who they is, and they got to go get to know big God. But they didn't work so hard, and it ain't paid off.
Okay, cool.
Somebody else who worked just as hard as them, and it paid off. But they. And you know all the stuff that's going through their mind. You know, you've been through. You sat in that darkness before. You know,
yes, sir.
The psychological, everything that happens. Through that phase of their life.
So I will say this much to the young fellas out there who are listening to this broadcast right now. Once again, thank you for listening to the best live talk show on YouTube. But I'll say this much, right? You know, when you're young, still discovering yourself and still trying to, you know, build up yourself, your image, your value, you know, your network and everything. It's going to be a bumpy road. It's not going to be perfect. You know, the more that you align yourself with your purpose, the more challenging life is going to get for you. And, the devil's going to be on attack. 100%. He's going to be sending you distractions. He's going to send you Jezebels. He's going to send you something called monitoring spirits. All right, these people are going to be around you to throw you off your purpose. They're going to hit you with confusion rays. They're going to try to keep you in a state of delusion, just to throw you off of your course by staying locked in on the things you need to do to build yourself to be the most ultimate version of yourself. So just the importance of locking in, staying faithful. And this will come with sacrifices. Now, I'm not talking about the type of sacrifices that's going on in these mainstream medias, but more so just sacrificing as far as cutting out the bad habits, cutting out the liabilities, cutting out going to the club, spending hundreds of dollars on drinks and being inebriated and then having to worry about driving back home, not knowing if you're going to get a DUI, just completely eliminate that, hanging out with the wrong people, man. You got homies out there, you might be the smart one of the group and everybody's on a crash out missing. Nah, man, had a confidence to fall back, had a confidence to say no, and I'm finna lock in on my grind and I'm gonna catch up with y'all later. Probably catch up with y'all never. You know what I'm saying? Now is no time to be lollygagging. Like, it's getting real out here. We really got to give our faith and our trust and completely surrender to the Heavenly Father. And during this process, it's not supposed to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I don't even think it's easy to, just kind of be, a drifter, because I believe on the first or second episode, I had mentioned that book by Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. That book talks about how 98% of the population is controlled by the opposition. And, they're called something like a drifter. A drifter is somebody who's just, lazy, doesn't have no ambition, overweight. You can even call it like a king's disease, right? When you're, just overindulgence in, the finer things of life, such as crabs and lobster, which, truth of it is, crabs and lobsters was once a peasant food, let alone it's a sea insect. Like, they would compare a spider or a lobster to, to a cockroach or something like that. So we're not even supposed to be eating those things anyways, but, just overindulgence in the pleasures of life, man, and not prioritizing, actually assets, like right now, right? It's tax season. Everybody done got their little income tax check, and, I get it. You want to go out and go a little shopping, get some new clothes, for sure, man. Your image is very important, but these are all distractions, man, because obviously America as a country, we're the largest consumer nation. And especially for us melanated folks, we've been programmed to be the largest consumers in this country. I mean, think about it, bro. For the folks out there who do have their 9 to 5 or, whatever you got going on to get, a legitimate source of income, that the dollar leaves the Black community on average like less than 4 minutes. It's already in the hands of another community. And that's just kind of how we've been programmed. So, life has all these traps and snares and distractions, man. And these distractions are sent over by the opposition. This is a test from our Heavenly Father. If we can pass these tests, we will be blessed. And I'm going to say it again. Life will send you distractions, confusions, and delusions. But if you can pass the test, you will be blessed. All praise to the Most High.
You will be blessed. If you can pass the test,
yes, sir,
you will be blessed.
Come on.
If you can pass the test,
say
you
what?
Will be blessed.
Yeah.
No, for real. Could you date someone that was atheist, and you will take it
Absolutely.
on as you're going to convert this person back to believing? Could you?
Yes.
How long would
I could do that? And the reason why,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's gonna no. These are amazing questions, bro. So the grace period would be as long as that man is willing to tolerate that person. So, as a man who's in his right state of mind, it is your responsibility and it is your due diligence to establish the relationship with God, because this is going to be controversy again, but women don't have a direct connection to God. You have to have that connection through man. That's why it's important for the man to be in his right state of mind, following the true one living God, so he can then be her spiritual communicator.
Then why do so
That
many
is why there
women?
is a.
Why do so many women? This to add on to your already answer, because you already. I want you to
Yes,
still
sir.
answer your question. So why do so many women talk as if they have that connection?
Sure. That's pride. That's pride. That's greed. It's jealousy. It's enviness. It's a lack of understanding. It's delusion. It's confusion. It's poison, and it's something called feminism. Feminism has lied to women. Feminism has manipulated women, and feminism is going to keep a lot of women unmarried. It's going to keep a lot of women angry, and it's going to keep a lot of women aggressive. And unfortunately, there is something called a biological clock. And I get it. Women are starting to have babies at much older ages, but is that really a flex? Or is it more so of something that you're kind of rushing so you can secure, some type of financial gain? I don't know. But, you know, um, in my opinion, I'm not being a misogynist. We're just speaking facts here. In my opinion, I do believe that
Because
women
you know this
should
is gonna be.
prioritize. Yeah. Well, no, we're just truth speakers here. And if I'm wrong, correct me. Present the facts and let's have the conversation, and let's create a prominent solution. But the truth of the matter is women should be prioritizing, getting into a serious relationship, aka marriage, in their early 20s. You know,
Mm.
obviously go to college, but that prime age you have is really between 19 to 25. You know what I'm saying? I believe, in my opinion, those are the greatest years for a female to lock in, because the difference between women and men is that women are born innately with options. At 18, they're given the world. They're given the sun, the rain, the stars, the moon, and the mountain. Yeah, they given all that, man. So, feminism has really lied to a lot of women, thinking that, okay, I can have all these options. I can go out there. I can, be a strong, independent woman. I can, have all these dudes in my DMs. I can be juggling all these different men. I can have him as a provider. I can have him as a backbreaker. I can have him as a Applebee's taker. You know what I'm saying? Is madness going on, Now I'm gonna get on the fellas too. It's not just about the females. I'm gonna get on us fellas too. Now for us at 18, depending on, the background that you were raised under, we're not given anything in the world, and we shouldn't be given anything. Now, I'm not talking about the people who, the trust fund babies, and they mommy and they daddy done gave them a couple M's after they done turned 15. Nah, those don't know. Well, I mean, yeah, that apply to this conversation too. But for the most part, most of us men, we weren't born or given value. We had to go out there and earn our value. You know what I'm saying? We had to go out there and build up our image, So from 18, fellas, until really about 40, man, that's really, our time to really start to understand who we are, to build ourselves up, to seek fellowship, prioritize putting God before everything, and, just just really locking in, man, because most men, we don't even really hit our financial peak until about 45.
Mm.
So, yeah, man, everybody has just like super unrealistic expectations right now on both sides. And, I think what we're seeing more than anything right now is just a lack of submission. We don't really see women wanting to submit to men just because of, people want to call them outdated gender roles, and, oh, I can go out here and work and earn my money too, which absolutely you had that right. But at the same time, the Most High God designed it as the man is supposed to have authority over the woman, is God, man, woman, children.
That boy Iron Mac
God,
tore
man,
up,
woman,
y'all.
children.
That boy Iron Mac ain't
Man,
playing with y'all. BTA. Belter.
no, I can't, bro. I can't.
Belter. So my brother really saying that a woman who portrays that she has this connection with God is really image of the man, the son.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's a unique perspective.
Yes, sir. Unique. Yes, sir. And these things can all be corrected. They can all be corrected.
Yeah. Can you explain why women can't have their own connection with God?
Right. So
I think because that's what they're gonna want to hear.
Now,
you feel what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. That's a great question. I think that's when, the father, because technically speaking, the woman is not even supposed to be leaving her father's household until she is properly married. So technically speaking, her father is going to be her direct source to God. Until, she cleaves on into her husband. Now, in a case where, a woman is a widow or, she's a single woman, that I can see where that can go the other way, sure, because I'm pretty sure that there are stories in the Bible where God raised up like a whore concubine or whatever to free the children of Israel from bondage. Because I've spoken to my dad about that. It's a story I haven't read yet. So when I read a little bit more into that, I'll share that with you. But I think in that case, I think a woman could have a connection with God. So let me reiterate that. Let me just start all over. If you're a widow, if you're single, then yes, I do believe, if you're being faithful, you can have that connection with God. But if you're doing it through, the godly order of things, and if you are in a household with your man, then your man is going to be if he's in his right state of mind, he is going to be your direct communicator of God. I believe so. Just my opinion, just my perspective on it. Because I'm probably gonna get some backlash for saying that, but hey,
they gonna tear you up, boy. They gonna tear you up.
That's all right. That's all right.
Y'all know I stand with my brother right or wrong now.
Please drop. Yeah, and if you guys disagree, definitely drop it in the comment box. Give us some topics. We can discuss it here. Respectfully, of course. Or disrespectfully, I'll still address it. It don't matter to me. Yeah.
With God, son. Big God, son.
Yeah.
Big God, son. So your conclusion,
and we love everybody. By the way, we love everybody.
Well, they know that. Mm-hmm. They know that. They better knock it off. But in your conclusion, so God coming back and starting a podcast, he would talk about that too. Then how
yes,
the confusion have caused a lot of division. Caused a lot of undermining.
I think so.
Caused to change the trajectory of the household, or how he saw fit and vision to keep, that covenant house. What I'm saying? How marriage is looked down upon now, even with yourself, because you don't believe in marriage, bro.
Well, I believe in it. I believe in it.
I ain't say you don't believe in marriage. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Accountable. You don't want to get married right now. You're not in that current space.
I'll answer it for you since the question's on the table. I'm not a fan of the modern day ecclesiastical, legal, contractual marriage. Okay. That is what I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of. Yes, because according to the Bible, this is, these are controversial statements that I've heard from Cam Newton quite often over the past, year or so. But, the wedding ring is not referenced in the Bible. The wedding itself is not referenced in the Bible. The ceremony, I guess that one gets a pass. But, the ring and the wedding once again, this is idolatry because people are emphasizing more so on the wedding ring than the actual covenant between man and woman and our heavenly Father. People are forgetting about the covenant and we're idolatizing the actual wedding ring because everybody knows the wedding ring is a so-called status symbol. It's a status symbol to show off to your peers at work or family members. These are all worldly things. These are all worldly things. I don't need an accessory to prove my love to my significant other. An accessory,
but she just want to look good though.
Is a man-made idol.
She just want to look good.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm pretty sure back in the old times they didn't have a ring. Back in the old times they didn't have a ring. No, they didn't.
Well,
they jumped that broom, went in that room.
Yeah.
After they got married, and he wore her tail out. Excuse my adverts. He wore her tail out, make the baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was no ring. I think that's more
Believe it or not,
the advancement and evolvement of the human race.
Now, believe it or not, rings actually originate in Egypt. You know, it was I believe like the most, original ring was like made out of like braided grass blades. You know, it was a way to represent like eternity between, the man and the woman. And, there's also the belief that the vein and the ring finger leads to the heart. Now let me break that down since you brought, you pulled that question onto the table. So, when you get down on one knee and you're looking up at your woman, I think that's probably the most subservient, most effeminate thing a man can do. In fact, in Uganda right now, if they catch you kneeling to your wife or soon to be wife, you'll get arrested on sight. Because that's not in the Bible either. In fact, what you're doing is you're actually worshiping your woman as a miniature mother goddess. And I mean, I get it. We've been programmed to do these things, but I don't agree with that. So unfortunately, me moving forward, I will not be getting on one knee and looking up to any woman as a goddess because I just can't do it and I won't do it. So that's already eliminated. Yeah. Can't do it. Yeah, nah, I can't do that one. No.
Make funny, man.
I'm not even trying to be funny, man. I'm being serious. That's idolatry.
He let you know that is eliminated, man. I can't wait till you meet Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, man. They put you in movies, man. I can't wait till you meet. I know they got a movie character strictly for your ass, man. For real. They got a movie character strictly designed. I bet when they see you and they hear you and get to know you, oh, man. Coogler going, how he talk with a speech impediment, it's not my bad, Coog. Man, I got a whole role for you, boy. I done been wrote this role for. I ain't had nobody, but now I got you. I know exactly it's meant for you the whole time.
Whole time, man. If it's in the works, we'll make it happen, man.
But yeah, I believe a good man of God, you feel me, as that woman who's full on board. But I think today's world is hard for that type of woman to be full on board with a man because of so much distraction, so much pollution with, you know what I'm saying, with the jealousy, like you spoke on, the jealousy and the betrayal.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? All of it, man, it come with it.
Yes, sir.
It's hard, man. It's hard for a woman to be that, the good ones that want to be a part of it, because you can't put all of them under one thing, man. You got some that just, they want to be there, but they get influenced or they get shamed. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah.
You got to protect the rock, man. You got to protect the rib. Protect them from the energies, man.
Yeah.
Just like you protect yourself from certain things, protect your peace from certain things. You got to do that with that too. Because once that,
Yes, sir.
like you said in Sinners, it was about not letting it in. You feel what I'm saying? Basically, you got to not let that in. Don't let that in. You got to be able to process fast. Yeah, you ain't hanging well with that, babe. And that's just not no control. That's more so of
that's not our control.
Wisdom.
Being a protector. Yeah, being a protector. And I think a lot of people, confuse protection with control because
manipulative.
How do you want somebody to protect you and look over you and guard you, but you get offended when they usurp authority over you when it clearly says in the Bible that a man is supposed to have authority over her woman or over his woman.
Only if you know what I'm saying.
Hey, man. And I mean, if that's the case, then, look, man, whatever works for you and your significant other, just make it work. But at the end of the day, we're seeing so much confusion in the nuclear family, the few nuclear families that do exist today. We're seeing so much confusion because of, the reversal of gender roles, man. A lot of dudes out here, man, they're all nilly-willy and, just marrying, the first woman that, he thinks he's in love with. And, he's really just in love with, the idea of having a woman around him. So he's going to be bending over backwards and jumping through hoops of flames with gasoline draws on and, just going through all this madness, man, just to keep a woman in his life. But once again, that is a life of confusion. No, man. Look, have the confidence to stand on what you believe in, create your standard, apply it to yourself first and foremost, and explain it to your significant other. Like, look, this is my vision. This is my plan. This is my path. These are my standards. If you want to be on board, these are the requirements. If you don't want to be on board, here's the door. Gotta have options. That's not mean. It's not cruel. It just is. So once you're serious with yourself and your purpose and your plan and your vision, then your significant other is going to have to make a choice. Like, okay, if I can trust him to lead me in a prosperous future, then let me go ahead and do what's in my best interest. Yeah, more than likely, most definitely. Yeah, for sure.
That off American soil, go to another, fly out to another country, where it's advertised, pushed, normalized, all that, where it's seen. Every store you go to, everywhere you go to, it's seen. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's seen. I think
it is like that in other countries, man.
Be receptive to it that way. You feel what I'm saying? Where they're away from all that distraction. Mm-hmm. So they can really back in.
Mm-hmm. But, I would say for the time being, we do have the right, us as men, we do have the right to protect our peace and to preserve our peace, so, you can have your kingdom right here, in America for the time being and just make the best of it. If she's not on your program, that's okay. Don't get mad at the woman. Don't try to control the woman, and definitely don't get physical with the woman. Just let it be known that this is my standard. This is what I stand for. And, if you don't want to partake, that's okay. You can enjoy your life and, you can, entertain some other guy, because quite frankly, that's not going to be the guy's loss. It's more likely going to be her loss, because once again, women outnumber men 10-1. A lot of men today, they don't really work out. They're not physically fit. Most men can't do 10 push-ups. Most men can't even bench 135 pounds. So it's not very hard today, fellas. It's not very hard, man. That should actually be your least concern today is chasing a woman, you know, because I've heard it at my job, man. It's, you know, I'm not gonna drop no names, of course, but you know, dude is like, man, oh man, Patrick, I don't know what it is, man. I just can't seem to find my woman, man. I've been around the world and yeah. I'm like, you see, bro, that's your problem, bro. You too focused on trying to find a woman. You too focused on trying to please a woman. Man, fool, you need to be trying to please big God, man, and lock in on your goals, bro. Too many distractions out here, man. Way too many distractions. And there's so much perversion, man, throughout social media.
Though. It might be too hard without a woman. You need that teammate. You need that teammate.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say, but, you know, I'd say it'll come when you least suspect it, for real.
Exactly.
You might be working out. You might be doing your bench press, and it happened that way. You feel what I'm saying? It comes when you least suspect it. The only part that you have control of is holding on to it. You feel what I'm saying? Not self-sabotaging. Not self-sabotaging it. That's the hard part. If you don't have yourself together when it comes, that's the hard part, man. Because some good women, they stern. One mistake, they out of there or something. You feel what I'm saying? They come, you know.
That's okay.
I mean, that's easy for us because
that's okay.
we come with it. But the average guy, yeah.
No, not for the average guy. That's
That's all for big guy. I mean, that ain't always. It's always love for you, big guy. Bam Adebayo scores 83 in the game, and the whole world doesn't seem to be happy about that. They don't seem to be happy about that, man. He scored 83 points. He passes Kobe Bryant, and the rest of the world, the fans, they don't seem to be happy about it because it's Bam Adebayo is not one of the ones they favored it or beloved it. You feel me? Do you think that's fair to that man to go out and score 83 and they try to take that moment away from him, saying it's not a real 80-point game, saying that, oh, it's Bam Adebayo, he's not really a great scorer. You feel what I'm saying? They just hate, pushing out hate. Do you think that's what's wrong with today's culture? Since
yes.
They just
150%.
They don't really love the game. They don't really love the game, man. They don't really enjoy basketball, man. They got their favorites, and that's that. It's like a cult. Following around the NBA.
It is.
It's like a cult following. A man scored 83. A man scored 83
I'll start off by
points,
saying big shout outs. I'll start off by saying big shout outs to Bam Adebayo, man, for sorry for mispronouncing your last name, but big shout outs to him for, you know, beating Kobe's record there for having the most score points in a game. And I mean, look, man, the critics are they're gonna speak, the haters are gonna speak, the lovers are gonna speak, but at the end of the day, the numbers speak for themselves, man. So regardless of how he accumulated those points, whether it be free throws or threes, man, so what, man? If you got a problem with it, beat the record, man.
83 points is
crazy. Let the numbers speak for themselves, bro. That is crazy. It's crazy, man.
83 points is crazy, man. I think
it'll be somebody that's gonna drop 84. I think it's gonna be
post 2020 been crazy, man. I think it's them vaccines got people hating like that, man. Not you though, not you, but the man. Come on, 83 points. I don't give a care if that was anybody, man. But it just goes to show you that they got their favorites, man. Because how somebody like that score 83 and he not marketed as such, it's like I don't think Bam is not even a top 15 player in the NBA. But he scored 83 points.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
I think that has something to do with the media marketing certain players, and they not marketing certain players. They got their favorites, man. They got their favorites, like they using they see the power to market who. So when a player like that does something, it looks crazy to the fan that watches the game that's been accustomed to a certain player being pushed like that. Like, where did Bam Adebayo come out of there? You know, come out of nowhere, dropping 83. He's not even a top 15 player in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? That just goes to show the hate that's around it. They've been faking it, man. If it was Steph Curry, wow, he's the greatest. Steph Curry shoot 43s, you know, he get 83. I mean, 40 times 3 is not 80. That's way more than, y'all know what I'm saying, man. 40 times 3, he shoot 25 threes. You feel me? Get 80-something past Kobe, man, to be celebrated way differently, man. That's because, man, the cult followings around the NBA, they got this secret animosity, secret jealousy. You can say it's like the revenge of the nerd, man. It's like the nerds that's
revenge of the nerds.
The nerds that follow the NBA now, that cover the NBA now, they out to get certain type of guys, like guys that was high school for numbs, that was, you feel me, that had all the girls, that was, you feel me, just coming through doing whatever they want to do, dunking that mud, having the house jumping. Now if you dunking and you can't shoot the three, you frown upon. You feel what I'm saying? That's how they cover the game now. If you can dunk, blow past your man and shoot the three. I mean, if you can dunk and blow past your man, but you can't shoot the three, they frown upon you now. The revenge of the nerd that's covering the game. We're covering the game. You feel what I'm saying? Thankfully, Ant, SGA, and guys like this coming into this draft. Not your boy Caleb Wilson from UNC, but they're coming to this draft, restoring this thing, man. The revenge of the nerd that's covering the NBA. We got to get that away from the NBA and restore it back to, you know what I'm saying, the culture, man. We got to get back to the culture, man, because I'm pretty sure believing if this like happened pre-2014, Bam Dude dropped that 83, man, to be celebrated in a way that, you know, a beacon of light, man. Like, this hard, boy. You feel what I'm saying? But now it's like, with the coverage of the NBA and the culture they created to make it so looked down upon, man. It's like, dang, bro scored 83 and he got to defend why he scored 83 more than why he being celebrated. That's just the haters, the nerds that's covering the NBA. Revenge of the nerd. If you are a nerd, man, and you feel some type of way, you feel insecure about something, you know what I'm saying, or you didn't make a basketball team, the guy that made you feel like you weren't good enough was a guy that put his head above the rim, he ran fast and dunked now. Man, cut it out, man. Cut it out, man. Get therapy, man. Get therapy. Get therapy, man. Get therapy. Get therapy, man. For real. Bam Adebayo scored 83. Regardless of how he got it, 40 free throws or not, he still got to make those 40 free throws. You know how hard that is? And he a center. That means he talented, man. For a center to make 43s, a center to make, not 43s.
A center
to make 40 free throws. Come on, man.
And he's only averaging 20 points a game at that. Averaging 20 points a game, man.
Can't manipulate nobody, man. That's what they try to do. They try to manipulate you to believe this athlete is not good. Such and such, not good. I'm going to show you who good. Go through what I put in your face and agree with who I'm saying is good. No. That's not intelligence, boy. I'm intelligent. I can process the game through eye tests, through my own analytical data. This boy's one of the ones. You just sitting on the network, being able to say what you want to say, and it's pushed to masses of NBA fans. And they got to sit and listen to it. Some of them who not intelligent inclined yet, because, you know, we all have a learning curve, inclined yet, will take that and believe it. You feel what I'm saying? But not me, not Resilient Way. I drink black coffee. I've been a vegan for 9 years. I trained myself. You feel what I'm saying? I got self-confidence that's abnormally high. It's very hard to fool me. It's very hard to fool me. And maybe some might say, that's why it's such and such. Man, come on, man. You know I got everything. Yeah, I got it all. I got all the blessings, man. You know me. I just can't be fooled. Come on. I can't go along with lies. You feel what I'm saying?
That's right.
I understand we're in the times of revenge of the nerd. And I have nothing against nerds, but I have something against nerds who have a vengeance towards people who never did nothing to them, but just be born with blessings. Be born with abnormal blessing, athletically, whatever the case may be. That's covering the NBA, man. That Bam Adebayo scored 83. You got to get over it, man. I'm sorry it wasn't Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I am so sorry that the person who scored 83 points wasn't Steph Curry, like y'all wanted it to be. I wanted it to be ethnical. I wanted it to be three-point shooting, this and that. Well, it happened with free throws. He still shot the ball. And he a center. And he made him. Incredible skill. Incredible game. Historic. Historic by Bam Adebayo.
Thanks, bro.
He might be the best African in the NBA. Bam Adebayo is. Oh, I'm so sorry, Giannis. I am so sorry. He is not the best African in the NBA. I'm sorry. I'm tripping. See? You see how I corrected myself? I need y'all to correct yourself when y'all do that on media, when y'all lie. I corrected myself. Bam Adebayo is not the best African in the NBA. We got Giannis. We got, Bam Adebayo not the best African in the NBA. But he one of the ones for sure, man. At 83 points. That would not go unnoticed, man. That's legendary, man. That's legendary. One of the greatest Heat players of all time. He been to the finals once or twice. He been to the finals once or twice with the Heat. So he be doing his thing, man. Can't hate on no Bam Adebayo, man. Can't hate on no Bam Adebayo, man. They need to cut it out, man. That's all they do.
I agree, bro.
Man. People be haters, man. I tell it.
Yeah, it's much easier to be on the sidelines and, you know, being a critic, man, and, you know, judging other folks for their crafts, man, and, you know, the work they're putting in, man, not necessarily, you know, the image, man, because we obviously know, man, the faces of the NBA right now, you know, your Stephen Curry, Anthony Edwards, SGA, man, you know, or Anthony Edwards. Yeah. I mean, let's, you know, we just speaking facts here.
No, Anthony Edwards definitely one of the faces, man. You said another name before him,
man.
You said another name before him.
Who remind me?
Before you said Anthony Edwards, you said
Steph Curry?
Yes. He's not one of the faces anymore, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
He's not one of the faces.
Sure.
He's being propped as one of the faces, but he quits on his team. He go a lot of games without playing. And I'm not saying he don't be injured, but a lot of players, they don't quit on their team, even if they ain't winning. Steph Curry goes like 20 games not playing. And it gets milked.
Yeah, he does.
And
yeah.
Greatest shooter all the time, but you know me, I don't consider him as better than Magic and things like that. And I just can't lie. But they got him as the greatest PG of all time, man. That's what they made people believe. That's what they made people believe. But the faces of the NBA, man, you know, that's SGA, Jokic, Luka, Giannis.
Yeah, Jokic. Yeah, he's the number one player right now.
You feel what I'm saying? KD, Bron, KD, Kawhi, them, they like still them guys, and they still bring a lot of viewership. They still better than a lot of young players. That's horrible. Better than a lot of young players.
Oh, yeah.
The faces of the NBA is slowly trying to make it shift. It's trying to make it shift. It's been a long time coming, man. KD, Bron, and KD gave us the last 25 years of good ball, man. Almost.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man.
The last 25 years of good ball, man. The hate is surrounding the NBA. The revenge and the nerve surrounding the NBA, man. That's something we got to talk about. But yeah, man. That comes with our conclusion of the episode. You said what, man? Your boy Iron Mac. Your boy Resilient Ray, man. Tap in with you guys. Until next time, player. You got a freestyle for us today, Iron Mac? You got a freestyle?
Man, for sure, man. For sure, man. I got a little freestyle, man. Yeah. All right, so we gonna draw some bars like this, man. Go ahead and give me that beat, yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, I'm just gonna breathe on the mic, man. I can't freestyle. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man.
Hit that beat, man. I'll go. Hit that beat.
All right, go ahead.
Hey. Come on, Iron Mac. There ain't no beat, man. Okay. Yeah. It's your boy Resilient Ray. You know my name. I'm coming out and I'm coming for the game. I've been down a little minute, but I'm about to be on top. I've been down a little minute, but I'm about to be on top. It's your boy, Resilient Ray. You know my name. Don't be saying, coming, you know my name. You know I'm coming for you, baby. Don't be playing game. Got something for y'all next time, man. Don't worry about that. That was just a little teaser, man. It's your boy, Resilient Ray. You know my name. We're down 11 minutes and I'm coming to the game. It's your boy, Resilient Ray. You know my name. I've been down 11 minutes and you know I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming up.
Come on.
Yeah. It's your boy, Resilient Ray.
All right.
It's your boy, Resilient Ray.
Smooth.
You know my name. I've been down a little minute, but I'm coming again. Come on, man.
Come on,
man. Hey, y'all stay blessed, man. I love y'all, man. Big God's sons, Iron Mac, Resilient Ray. Thank you for tuning in. Like the video.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Algorithm, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. This is still a growing channel. This is still a years in the work progress to be done. You know, I ain't running from the grind. I'm running to the grind. You know, I ain't running from the work. I'm working my way up. You feel what I'm saying? My boy Iron Man got a clothing line, ladies and gentlemen. The link will be in the description. Make sure you tap in and see that, man. His personal channel is also be collaborated on there. Make sure you subscribe to that boy, man, and follow his journey personally. Cause you know what I'm saying? It ain't over. It's just getting started, and that's what we believe. It don't matter what age, man. It don't matter what age.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
God will use you how he want to use you. You feel what I'm saying? Regardless of what being said down here, you feel me? With what he got planned, can't no man stop. Although the frustrations and the tensions may rise high, God got a plan.
Yes, sir.
Can't no man stop. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful women and handsome fellas, pause. Let's do it, man. Love y'all. We out.
Peace.